Psychology, therapy, and spirituality, meditation, they don't substitute for each other. They're both important. And surely, hopefully, you've got enough time to do both. Because when we speak about surrender, there's two different elements of surrender. One element is the spiritual element, that connection to God, that sense of absolute knowing, not intellectual knowing, but deep knowing that you are one with the divine. Deep knowing that this extraordinary intelligence of the universe, this extraordinary power of the universe is working for you. If you're working for yourself, it's working for you. Sometimes we work against ourselves, and that's a different problem. But if you're working for yourself also, for your spiritual growth, for your spiritual opening, for your spiritual awakening, for that truth, the universe is working for you. So the spiritual element of surrender is due to the connection with the one to whom you are surrendering. So for me, one of the best ways of thinking about this is if you've ever seen kids in a swimming pool. You've got the mom or the dad standing in the pool, and the little kid is standing right on the edge of the pool. And the mom or the dad has their arms like this. And I've seen this in so many places all over the world. It's pretty universal in terms of teaching kids to swim. So the mom or the dad is in the pool, holding their arms up like this, and they're saying, come on, come on, come on, jump. And the kid is on the edge of the pool, looking, you can tell, wants to jump, mom or dad is there, but is scared. There's something holding him back, which is good actually. It's pure Darwinian survival of the fittest that we are too nervous to just jump in the water when we can't swim. But eventually, because it's mom or dad, the child jumps. And of course, mom or dad catches the child. Then the child laughs and says, oh, I want to do it again, and goes back on and jumps again. Now that fear is over. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful moment to watch, because it's not that they're no longer afraid of water. It's that the faith in mom or dad who's standing there is so full that that child knows wherever my mom is, wherever my dad is, it's safe. So the spiritual side of surrender is not, I know this water is going to be okay. Not suddenly I know how to swim. But I'm so connected with the one into whose arms I'm jumping. I know that one so well, so deeply, so fully, that I jump fully, because I know. My mom's there, my dad's there, God is there, the universe is there. There's an arms waiting to catch me. So we surrender. That's the spiritual side. And for that connection, our meditation is important. All of our spiritual practice is important. Otherwise, we don't know. We don't know God. It would be like a child who, it was some random unknown person standing in the pool saying jump. No way. No kid's gonna do it. Only when it's mom or dad. So in the same way, without our spiritual practice, without meditation, we don't know God. which means we cannot surrender because we don't know the one into whose arms we are jumping. And sometimes, not always, by any means, but sometimes, frequently in fact, even when we know God, even when we love God, we're connected to God, something holds us back. Mom or dad is standing there. I know my mom or dad. I love mom and dad. Nonetheless, I can't jump. Why? Well, because maybe at some earlier time, I jumped and I wasn't caught. Maybe somebody picked me up and threw me into the pool when mom and dad weren't there and I almost drowned. I had some sort of a traumatic experience around water, around jumping, or some sort of traumatic experience in life in general that has made me fearful, that has taken away my ability to trust. And that's where psychology is so helpful. That's where therapy is so helpful. Because so many people have that sense of, I know what I should do, but I don't know why I can't. I know what I want to do. I know the truth, but I can't live it. We're held back by these invisible chains. And those invisible chains, in most cases, are our subconscious. Things that have happened in our life, experiences we've had, that have created what in Indian culture we speak about as sanskaras, impressions. In the West, we talk about it as neural networks or neuronal patterns, sometimes neuroses. Everything connected to the brain, to the mind. Something has happened that has made that system, that brain-mind system, go awry. And that's where psychology is so helpful. Because a lot of times we may know theoretically, oh, that's just my ego. But just knowing in theory that's just my ego, unfortunately doesn't always make it go away. Unfortunately, there's still frequently some work to be done to understand the way that ego is playing us, is holding us. And that's what psychology does. It frees us. It frees us from the chains of the past, from those neuroses, from our habits, from our patterns, from that sense of a small self. Spirituality shows us the ocean into which we are leaping. Spirituality shows us that we've actually never been separate from the ocean. That the whole idea of me leaping into ocean is actually an illusion. I am ocean. There is nothing but ocean. I never was separate from the ocean. And it gives us that experience of knowing, of connecting, of oneness. But tragically still, sometimes there's this invisible chain holding you back. No matter what beautiful moments in meditation you have, no matter the ecstasy you have in the meditation, the light, the freedom you experience, nonetheless, throw you into a room with your parents, your in-laws, a spouse, a difficult colleague, a difficult neighbor, an ex-best friend. And suddenly, we're full of anger, full of grudges, full of fear, full of desires, yearning, aversions, full of so much that we know isn't who we are. And that's where the world of psychology is very helpful. So fortunately, they go together very beautifully. The only really important piece to realize is, and to remember is, while you're meditating, just meditate. Don't turn your meditation into psychoanalysis. Sometimes in meditation, something comes up, and that analytic mind says, oh, okay, so that was, in 5th grade that happened, or 1st grade this happened, or my cousin this, or my uncle that. And suddenly the mind wants to start analyzing. And insight is beautiful. Introspection is beautiful. It's essential. But not while you're meditating. And so if as you're meditating things come up, just put them aside. If you're really afraid you're going to forget, keep a notepad or a little dictaphone or something, not your phone. You don't want to be tempted to, oh, there's a message. But one of the old-fashioned, just it records machines, or an old-fashioned pad and pen, whatever it may be. If you're afraid you're going to forget, keep it there. But then allow your meditation to just be about meditation. And then allow your analysis, your introspection, your insight to happen at other times after your meditation. Have your specific time for introspection, for insight.